Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we'll look at using Pythagoras' theorem to solve problems. So I'm going to give you one easy example and one hard example. So let's look at this first example, an example of Pythagoras in 3D. The base of a ladder is 3 meters from the base of a wall. If the ladder reaches 4 meters up the wall, what is the length of the ladder? So whenever you're given a worded question involving Pythagoras or finding a length or whatever, if you're not given a diagram, draw one. Let's draw one. So what we have is 3 meters away from a wall is the base of a ladder. So this is where the ladder is. So the wall is, of course, perpendicular to the ground, always is. That forms a right angle. And I'm told that the ladder reaches 4 meters up the wall. So the ladder reaches up here. So what's the length of the ladder? So I'm just going to turn this into a right-angled triangle, third side there. This red line here is the ladder. So essentially what I've done is taken a problem in 3D, I've represented it in 2D by drawing a right-angled triangle. All I need to do now is find the length in a right-angled triangle. And we know how to do this, we've done it heaps before. So if I call this length of the ladder x, x is the longest side, so x is going to be the square root of the shorter side squared plus shorter side squared. Remember, we add when we're finding a longer side. So if you put that on your calculator or do it in your head, you just get 5. So it's 5 meters. So that means that if the base of the ladder is 3 meters from the wall and reaches 4 meters up the wall, the length of the ladder must be 5 meters. So I just write a worded answer to a worded question just to show that I know what I found. So therefore the ladder is 5 meters in length and we're done. All right, now we're going to do a harder question. So let's look at this question. What is the length of the longest stick that could fit completely inside a cube with side length 3 meters? So this is a hard question. Don't feel bad if you can't do it without this video. So once again, we are not given a diagram, so we will first draw one. So let's start by drawing a cube with side length 3 meters. Okay, so here is my drawing of the cube. Sorry, it's so bad, and it has side length 3 meters. So I want to find the length of the longest stick that could fit inside here. So common sense tells you it'll be from one bottom corner to the opposite top corner there. I want to find this length here. So I need to turn this into a right-angled triangle in order to use Pythagoras. So I'll just have bottom of the triangle there, and then I've got this length here. So I know that this side here is 3 meters. In order to find this length here, x, which is what I want, I also need to know this distance here. I don't actually know it, so I've got to find that distance first. Now I know that this side here and this side here is 3 meters. I also know that this is a right-angled triangle on the bottom of this cube. The reason I know that is because the bottom is a square. Each face of a cube is a square, and that means all its angles are right angles. So this side, which is one angle of the bottom square, must be a right angle. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to find this side y. I'm going to find y in this triangle on the bottom of the cube, because then I will have two sides that I know in this triangle here. So let's find y. So y is part of a right-angled isosceles triangle, both sides being 3. So y is the longest side. And remember, when I'm finding the longest side, it means I need to add. So y will be the square root of 3 squared plus 3 squared. So it will be the square root of 9 plus 9, which is 18. So I want to leave my answer like this, the square root of 18. I'm not going to round it to 4.24 because that's slightly inaccurate. I want the exact value for this length here. Remember, I went through what exact value was in a previous video. So I'm going to leave it as root 18 rather than 4.24. Now I'm going to use this in this triangle here to find x. So I have here a right-angled triangle. X is the longest side of this right-angled triangle, so it will just be the square root of y squared plus 3 squared. But remember, y was the square root of 18. So I'm going to rub out y and write in the square root of 18. So you're probably not used to seeing expressions like this, but don't worry. Square root of 18 squared is just 18. Square root of 2, if you square it, you get 2. That's the definition of square root. So x is going to be the square root of 18 plus 9. So x is going to be the square root of 27. So the square root of 27 gives you the exact length. And if I want the rounded one, I'll just round it to 2 decimal places. Just put that on your calculator. You get about 5.20. That's to 2 decimal places. So the longest stick that could fit inside a cube, completely inside a cube with side length 3 meters, is about 5.2 meters. And I found that using Pythagoras. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.